So I love tentacles, obviously. And no, it's not all about hentai. I know what you're thinking. It's not all about it, just kind of. No, just kidding.
Coming from the Houston Tattoo Convention, sponsored by Villian Arts.
Kahuna for Tat-Stories here. I'm in Houston, and we've got Dana here. Now, if you can't tell, Dana's a Spitfire. And she's not only a collector of ink, but she's
Spitfire, actually.
Spitfire.
I breathe fire.
All right, she breathes fire. Okay. Well, who knew? But now we do.
You said Spitfire. I'm also a fire performer, and I breathe fire.
Okay, you got.
Aside, we're talking about tattoos. Okay.
I mean, we're talking multi-talented here.
I do stuff.
She does stuff.
And things. Don't forget the things.
Okay. Now, we're going to find out a little bit about Dana's work and what she does and why. Now, let's talk a little bit about the tattoo artist side of things first.
All right.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it about 5 years.
What do you like about it?
What? That's a really broad question. What do I like about it?
That's a good thing.
Well, I like connecting with people. That's for sure. I definitely like getting to meet new people. Obviously, I like putting art on people. Actually, what I'm trying to do with tattooing is I'm currently going back to school to get a neuroscience degree so that I can implement tattooing into a therapeutic practice.
Okay, now this is a different kind of take. We've never heard this before. She wants to make tattooing a therapeutic process, and she's going to school to do it. Tell me a little bit what that would look like, in the future.
Yeah. Well, actually, so I'm currently writing up my nifty little draft to get backers and stuff for it. But basically, what it is it's specific. I'm gonna attack myself. It's directed to PTSD patients specifically. So what this would be is a late stage therapy practice. So you're already, in talk therapy. And when you get tattooed, this particular tattoo style is actually already named. It exists, that I invented. It's called kurotsugi. So kurotsugi, kuro as in black, and tsugi is to join. So if you're familiar with the ancient Chinese act of kintsugi, which is repairing broken pottery with gold. Well, my idea is to basically repair people with ink.
That's amazing. Now, by repairing, is it not only psychological but physical?
It's physical. It is indeed. So you know how people are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go get my ink therapy," and you're like, "Yeah," and then there's a reason people come up with that. That's not just out of the blue. That's not for no reason. It's because when you are getting a tattoo, it is in fact its own type of therapy. It's a type of meditation because you're in pain. It hurts, right? Pardon me, I've been screaming all weekend. You are in pain. And the thing is you're resisting your body's natural urges to move or to flee, basically. So that fight or flight response is activated anytime you're getting a tattoo. Now that same fight or flight response is activated anytime you incur trauma. And that's, physical trauma, mental trauma, abuse of any kind, right? That your body or mind deems unfit. And so in many cases we flee, right? That's your natural response. But in this case, you're overriding all instincts in order to get this end result. The same thing goes through talk therapy when you're going through trauma and you're attempting to get, quote, over trauma. You don't necessarily get over it, but what you do is you learn how to deal with it. You learn not to flee. And so doing this, creating this kind of, combining a type of talk therapy with, backing it with neuroscience, I've looked into the science of it, and it is legitimately possible to use tattooing in an actual way of therapy. You like that?
Sorry, but we had kibitzers. They happened here. So Dana, when it comes to giving people tattoos now,
yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the artistic part for you.
Yeah, I love the art of it. A lot of my work kind of varies. Most of it's Japanese inspired. I speak Japanese. My background I went to college in Japan. I went to Shitenoji University in Osaka, and I studied linguistics there. And then I actually went back to Japan many years later and did an apprenticeship with this gentleman named Seisai. He actually did both of my sleeves here, this big dragon that wraps around, and then this koi fish. And learning under him is fascinating to learn like real Japanese style tattooing, which is something that I love implementing parts of that into my own work. All of my art, as most people see, they're like, oh, octopuses, look at all the octopus. Now, yes, but you'll notice there's no head to any of my octopus, right? You'll just see tentacles on everything. I'm never going to draw a head, by the way. And the reason is because I invented this kind of idea, the Auroboros, which is my tattooing name. So I love tentacles, obviously, and no, it's not all about hentai. I know what you're thinking. It's not all about it, just kind of. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I invented this idea called the Auroboros, which is kind of a play on the Auroboros. I don't know if you're familiar with that is. But that's the serpent that consumed itself in order to stay alive. Like, it's pretty much in every religion ever. But my idea is the tentacles are like my little arms out there, and so the head I don't need to draw the head. I'm here. Like, I'm the one producing it. So.
Okay, so now you guys know a lot of thought goes into what she does, and more importantly, there's a Eastern dynamic to it, which is actually pretty damn cool.
Very rooted in Japan.
Now, tell me a little bit about collecting. You mentioned a little bit about the arm pieces that you have.
Yeah.
Are they your favorite?
Oh, absolutely. I love these. So the koi on this arm. So each arm took about 10 hours. One sitting, I went and did it in his studio in Shibuya. His studio is called Foxgate in Japan, and you'll notice that my dragon actually, though is a traditional dragon, it's eating its own tail, similar to the Auroboros that I already have depicted here on my inner forearm. And that kind of Auroboros thing rings true throughout all of my pieces. I'm a collector to an extent. So those bands I was talking about, or not, sorry, I never even talked about the bands, but the kurotsugi that I'm inventing, that's type of tattooing. So what it is actually is it's bands. And you'll see I have them all over my body already. These are my own PTSD therapy bands.
We will show you in B-roll, folks, so that you can see them.
Yeah, check them out. Just kidding. But the cool thing about it is they actually wrap around both of my my lower calves, or my upper calves. And from far away, they look like socks, like baseball socks. So people are always like, are you wearing socks? Oh, wait, you're not wearing socks. Yo, those are tattoos? So I'm like, yeah, I know, right? So I like the illusion. I love tattoos that give illusion, or that enhance the body necessarily than to take away from it. That's something I implement in all of my tattooing is I want to enhance the form of what you already have and build into it.
Now, folks, we did a Tat-Stories where we talked about developing an artist relationship, and part of it was when you talk to an artist and they look at your body and you tell them the kind of piece you want, or you let them try to determine what kind of piece you want, really, really good artists like Dana, they fit it to your body.
Oh, yeah,
they fit it to your form.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I have rulers. Like I literally, in my studio, I have all these different types of rulers of all different lengths and like curvature and stuff. Some for like architecture. So I'll use architecture rulers on your body to measure out and figure out how your muscle structure is built and when like where the bones are, etc. And then I'll measure those out and block out an area as to where the piece is going to go before I even kind of think about putting a stencil on you.
That's actually cool. So you've heard of surveyors for farms?
Yeah, it's like that. It's literally
we
that.
have a body surveyor.
I'm literally
here.
surveying you before I even put the stencil on you. It might be overkill, but I don't know. Having rulers in your studio, I don't know why people don't think about it like drafting, because you kind of just drafting on, you do it to paper. Why don't you measure your person? So I measure, all of my pieces are literally measured to the inches.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And again, the thing I like about it is the fact that you don't want to put something on somebody that's too big or too small.
Oh, no.
You want it to be just right.
Well, another thing though I take into consideration a lot is you will not always be the size you are now. Period. That's not like a maybe, that's a fact. Maybe a little bit, give or take, but whenever I measure somebody or I'm putting a piece on somebody, I'm always amazed when they'll come to me and they've already got ink on them and the piece has like shifted around the arm, because either they lost weight or whatever, or they gained weight. And the thing is if you align your pieces initially with the bone structure and don't go beyond the natural stretch that the body could go, you won't run into that problem.
Now there's a tip. Remember that one. Please remember that.
That's true.
All right, Dana, I got one question
Yeah,
for you.
what's up?
As we exit here,
Uh-huh.
what do you want to get next? Nobody's ever finished with ink. Are they?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not done. I totally agree. No, actually, the bands on my ankle or on my calves, I want to continue kind of doing my bands. I add bands to my body with each progression or each stage or whenever I go through kind of like a cycle or I've reached for higher goals kind of thing. Like the reason I have this koi and the reason it's going the direction it is, the black going upwards. The black koi is you've incurred a lot of trauma, you've seen a lot of shit, but you're not done. You're not turned around, you're still going upstream. So you've already overcome a lot. So I'm adding bands. I want to do 2 to 3 thick ones that wrap around right around the base of my arms, and then I want to do one. You'll see I wear a collar right now. I actually wear a collar every day of my life, right? And what I want to do is I want to get the same band, the exact thickness of this collar. I'm going to put it right around my throat. That way when people are like, hey, take your collar off, and I go, snap, and then they're like, wait a minute, and it's still there. Gotcha.
All right, now we're gonna take advantage of your language skills. I want you to say hello to everybody in Japan.
Hello, honey. Oh,
I
just in
want
general?
you to tell them to watch Tat Stories, and I want you to sign us off.
Okay. Minasan, konnichiwa. Oh, good evening or good morning or whatever. Minasan, konnichiwa to konbanwa. 私の友達はとてもかっこいい。ね、いいよね、いいよね。ない？Oh, Tat-Stories. 見ようね、見ようね。ごめん、私の日本語はちょっとダメだと思う。違う。じゃあね。
There you go, folks. This is the Kahuna. That's Dana. That's some pretty badass Japanese, and we are out.
I can't wait till that shit gets translated later.
Kahuna for Tat Stories here. I got Dwayne in Israel. Dwayne is an incredible artist. By the way, he's got guns. I'd like to rent them for an evening. They're awesome. And Israel, who just had a piece done by Dwayne, and it's incredible. First, let me ask Israel. Israel, why Dwayne?
Man, I found him on Instagram during the coronavirus 2020, and he did my back at first. And when he did my back, I was like, all right, that's it. Like, that's my only artist. He did my arm, and he did my leg, and everything else. It's all Dwayne.
Okay, so Dwayne's off the chain because he did his back, and he said, I'm just going to keep doing it. So Israel's Dwayne's body canvas. I got it. Now remember, don't move that way. All right, now Dwayne, tell the people how long you've been doing tattooing, and tell them what you like about it.
Well, first off, I love it. I've been tattooing maybe about 18 years, 8 years, I'm sorry about that. I've been drawing maybe about 20.
If it was 18 years, folks, he'd have been like 3 when he started.
A little too much. But yeah, I've been tattooing about 8 years, 20 years drawing. I've been an artist pretty much my whole life, I love it. Everything about tattooing, it's permanent art, so that's my passion. That's what I do.
Body canvas is an awesome thing. Now, Dwayne, tell the folks, what's the most favorite tattoo you've done? You said there's 3. Tell them what it is.
Okay, the most favorite tattoo I've ever done was a tattoo of Rick and Morty. Yeah.
Why is it your favorite?
Because the colors are really vibrant. That's really what I like about it. It stands out, so yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay, this guy likes to do black and gray, but he likes the really vibrant one too, so Okay, now we know. Now, Israel, let me ask you a question. Out of everything he's done for you, what's your favorite so far?
It probably has to be the portraits of my brother and my sister. Those would be my favorite ones.
Okay, so folks, it's family portrait time, and that's awesome. He also just got a piece on his leg.
That one, when Nipsey Hussle passed away, I was playing baseball at the time, and it really kind of affected me because he was an artist too in the rap game. And it really like influenced me, and so I don't know. I love the tattoo, Crenshaw and Slauson. One day I'm always going to Crenshaw. Probably not be a good time to go to Slauson, but I might visit Cali sometime soon though.
He's coming to town, folks. He's coming to my town. It ought to be interesting. All right. Now, Dwayne, let me ask you this. Not only are you an artist, but you're a collector too. What's your favorite piece?
My favorite tattoo? That's hard. I got a lot of tattoos. It will probably be Michael Jackson.
He's got a Michael Jackson tattoo. We are getting B-roll of that later. The song Beat It comes to mind, and I don't know why. All right. Now, let me ask you this. Is there any place that you haven't gotten a tattoo that you want one?
Yes. So I definitely want to finish the back of my thighs and the back of my legs on both of them, and my feet. So those are my spots. Only spots I got left, actually.
Feet. Do you think that might be a little painful or ticklish?
Hopefully ticklish. Hopefully. But no, definitely going to be painful. But numbing cream, typically what I use for myself and my clients too. So it worked probably pretty good.
All right, now Israel, I see the leg. What are you getting next?
Ooh, that's tough. I was thinking about starting on my back, getting a back piece, whole back piece.
Okay, he's going total back piece. Okay, and what's that going to be? Do you know yet?
Not yet. We'll come up with some ideas. I went hard 2021. You can ask him. We 3 months straight. So I'm going to take the summer off. My birthday is September. So when I come back in September, we'll go from there.
This is the only man I know that has 3 months of contemplation on what the next piece of ink's going to be. That's pretty good.
But he went 6 months of straight tattooing though. So.
All right, we're putting it into perspective now. Now, let me ask you this. You told me where you might get something next. What are you going to get next?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. What do I want to get next? Honestly, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what I want to get yet, but I definitely want to do like portraits. Definitely got to be a portrait. Something different though, something crazy, a little bizarre.
Okay, portrait. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't do Janet Jackson. You already have Michael.
No. Yeah, Mike was I'm not going no further than Michael Jackson on the portraits, man. Yeah, maybe
Jackson.
Yeah, maybe something crazy like, I don't know, Nipsey Hussle or Albert Einstein. I've been thinking about that too.
Now, Einstein be pretty deep.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. That'd be good. How about Madame Curie? You could do that, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah.
That'd be different.
All right. Tell me what you like about Israel as a client, other than he's got money.
Oh, man. Israel is actually my VIP client. The reason for that, like, he sits like a champ. He's not going to complain. It's not a lot of fidgeting, It's all vibes and good energy every time he comes through. So, man, it's all love. He definitely gets VIP client.
All right, well, I once talked to an artist who told me he tattooed somebody's eyelids, and the guy never blinked, ever.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Just know that wouldn't be me.
Yeah,
That wouldn't be me.
definitely not.
Israel, tell me this. What do you like about Dwayne?
The same thing he said about me. We be vibing, especially when we're in the shop and it's just me and him. Good vibes only. Like, he doing his thing. Either I'm real quiet because it hurts so bad, and he knows it, and we're just chilling. It's just good vibes all the time.
Tip for everybody out there: if you don't vibe with your artist, you're probably not going to get along and like their work. Make sure you get along, make sure you're connected, and make sure as a result of that, you can have a good time with each other, because you're going to be sitting there a long time if you get a big piece, right?
Sure, yeah.
All right, one last thing. The two of you together sign us off.
Say it again.
Go ahead and sign us off.
Sing a song?
No, sign us off. What would you like to say, to the Tat-Stories folks? Just sign us off, say goodbye any way you like.
Hit up my guy Dwayne Durham on Instagram. He'll get you right. He'll get you right. Hit him up.
Hey, for sure. I got number cream. I'm gonna sign off with that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, we're going to make sure that we get Dwayne's Instagram. Now, guys, this is going to be like the parting of the Red Sea. Get it? He's wearing a red jersey. I kind of like that. Part a little bit so the folks can see the Dwayne's artwork behind. That's him, folks. You can see the phone number. You know where to go. Gentlemen, thank you very much. This is Kahuna. I am in Houston. We are out of here.